Arsenal player William Saliba. William, thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling after that incredible penalty shootout?
Yeah, thank you. We're so happy to be in the semi-final today. It was not an easy game against Palace, but we did well, and at the end we qualified, so we are so happy.
William, I said before the game it was the most important game on the schedule because obviously it was the next game. How important was the game? How important did the manager make it feel? How important was it to the entire group?
Today was an important game because we know that we were in quarter-final, and to win this competition we just have to win 3 more games. So we knew that it was so important for us, especially it was at home. And last season we lost the 2 games in the semi-final, so we want to learn from that and win both games and go in the final.
William, I know you and Gabriel are considered the best partnership in the world currently. We've had a debate in the studio. We need you to settle it. Is Timber now in that same category? Is he now the best right back in world football?
Yeah, by a mile. For me, by a mile.
There you
so good.
Yeah,
he's so good. He's 1-against-1. It's impossible to beat him, and offensively as well, he's so good. I hope he will keep going like this, and he's a top player.
But William, the best right back in the world.
He just said yes. What part do you not understand?
Yeah, one or two for sure.
Okay, thank you.
But 1 or 2. Yeah.
William, with all the competition that you guys are still in and everything, and all the talk about Arsenal needing to win something, how do you guys stay focused as a group? Do you guys keep all the negative noise outside and just concentrate on yourselves, or deep down do you guys still really let it affect you?
Yeah, of course, we know that we want to win trophies. I've been here the last 3 seasons, and we always there, but at the end we don't win. But this season I want to win trophies, and everyone is the same. Everyone are the same in the team. We know we have pressure, but it's a good pressure when you are in Arsenal. You have to win trophies, so it's good for us. But we're still in December. We know that we have a lot of games to go. We are all in every competition, and we need to keep going like this and hopefully win trophies at the end of the season.
I want to look ahead. Just put it into your perspective now. When you start to visualize and manifest that these things can actually happen, what would be the biggest achievement? Would it be the Premier League or the Champions League for you, if you could choose one right now?
We always have this talk with my teammates, but I think even if I love Premier League, I think Champions League is my favorite for me, because Arsenal, they never won the Champions League before, and I think this is my favorite. But if we can take both, we won't say no.
Congratulations for wins in a row. Now you're through to the semi-final for the 2nd consecutive season. What a range of emotions that must have been, though, to win like that on penalties.
Yeah, a bit too much because we played a really good opponent, very difficult to generate chances, but I think today we generated a lot in the first half through a different game that they proposed in the second half against a team that were much more aggressive, and at the end, when the margins are not bigger, and they should have been bigger, you concede a set piece and you are in trouble. But the play showed a lot of emotional control. They were really composed, took the penalties really well, and at the end Kepa did what he had to do.
So many positives to take from tonight, not only the result obviously, but giving players minutes, vital minutes as well, and advancing, and now you're at the top of the Premier League, at the top of the Champions League for Christmas Day. That must feel really special, doesn't it?
Very good, and we made 8 changes today, and normally when you do that you lose certain chemistry, rhythm, and you can see that in the team. I didn't see that. I saw the opposite. A team really well blended, playing with a great attitude and energy, and a lot of quality as well.
Gabby Jesus, got to talk about him being back, his 100th appearance as well tonight. Kai Havertz seems on the cusp of returning as well. How nice is it for you to be having these players coming back into the mix during such a busy festive period?
Very important, in particular Gabby as well, after the year that he's had. to have his start after 11 months and to see him that fit, that sharp and that chaotic sometimes as well, it's something really good.
Yeah, and obviously now 6 seasons here. You've come agonisingly close so many times in the past. What gives you the sense that this season is it? That this season is different? Because it feels like there's a different air around here at the minute.
Yeah, there is a lot of belief, and the players really want it. Everybody really wants it. As you said, we've been really close. So it's just in that transition of winning. The margins are very, very small. We saw that again tonight, and we need to do everything that we can to achieve what we want.
Last one into the semi-final now, London derby against Chelsea. You mentioned you've been able to rotate so much. You've shown how much squad depth you've got with the 8 changes tonight. How do you feel about Chelsea now in the next round?
Well, very excited to play for top teams in the competition. This is the kind of game that you want to play, and we'll prepare well.
Best of luck. Thank you, Mikel. Thanks so much.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.
As Poppy alluded to, their Arsenal are top of the Premier League. The 5th time they're top of the table at Christmas. Prior 4 times they failed to win the league. They're first in the Champions League. They've made it to the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and they've got into the 3rd round of the FA Cup. So Arsenal are doing pretty well now, and it's Christmas time. So good season for them so far. Let's go to the Emirates though and talk to our lovely Poppy Miller, who was able to just catch up with a couple of the players and Mikel Arteta. Great interview there with Arteta, Poppy. Well done. I felt like you got to hear a lot about the game, of how you said the air around this club is different at the moment. Is that what it's like in the tunnel, in the media room? It's different compared to how it's been maybe in previous seasons.
Yeah, honestly, Hannah, it really does, because I think even the way that Mikel Arteta is smiling there and relaxed, obviously had the penalties gone a different way, it would have been a different response from him. But I feel like he's different this season in kind of how he's talking to the media, how he's approaching things, and the players as well. I mean, obviously you just spoke to a couple. I think that they really do have that sense that this year is it, and it has to be, really, doesn't it? Because we've talked about this project now being 6 seasons, and they need to win silverware. This is the first trophy that's up for grabs this season, and can you imagine they win this one and kind of address the elephant in the room, and they're at the top, obviously, of the Premier League, they're at the top of the Champions League, and that might give them the confidence that they need to go on and win one of the big 2 that they so desperately want.
Poppy, what's going on? I interviewed Mikel Arteta last year in the Champions League. He was not nearly as nice to me as he was to you. What's the trick?
I don't know, Grell, do you think it's personality?
Oh, she got you there.
Well, definitely not that.
Poppy, we did say here, if Nigel were interviewing him, would he have been as nice?
Of course he would have been as nice.
No, Hannah, do you know what? I just thought at the beginning of the season, we actually interviewed Mikel Arteta. He was in Marbella, I think Martin Odegaard as well, and we said, Nigel, you've got one question to ask at the end. Where are you going out in Marbella? Have you got a good night out planned? Do you remember playing against me?
I never said
Lots
that.
of good hard-hitting questions from Nigel.
I never said that, Poppy, but if you want to get in there, where are you going out tonight? That's what we want to know, being in London. Yeah.
Well, I think we've missed the train, so wherever my dad's taking me after this, because we're going to need some food at the end of it. But we were supposed to be on the 11:30 train back, the last one out. We've missed it. We don't mind either. We're so happy to be here. So maybe we're going out in London
Stick you on
tonight.
expenses.
He's shaking his head behind us.
Poppy, you got to see all the players, right? All the Arsenal players in the flesh and everything.
Obviously, she was at the game.
I know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Is Calafiori as handsome as he is in real life?
I actually wanted to have Calafiori on because I was desperate to ask him a few questions for Grella and for the Italian boys. Obviously, maybe we could have talked a bit about the World Cup as well as the win tonight, but he hasn't come down, so I've got no answers for you, Grell. Sorry.
She's trying to remain professional.
Oh, you can remain professional. It's fine. It's not wrong if you say someone's handsome. I think he's handsome. He doesn't have to say it. I think he's a handsome fella. Until he had his eyelash or something in his eyelash today. Oh, now you guys want to sit and be quiet.
Arsenal had 25 shots compared to Crystal Palace's 8. What are these match stats telling us, boys?
I mean, for me, Arsenal, yeah, we're definitely slightly the better side. I mean, it's all the shots, but how many were on target? 7. You know, it's not great numbers when you do the maths of that. Really and truly, you can have as many shots, but you want it to be shots that are actually going to affect the game and on target and causing problems. I thought Palace defended well. I thought Oliver Glasner tactically had them set up so well with a back 5-4-1. We saw Nketiah playing on the right-hand side at the start in the first half, making it very difficult in the way they interchange. sprang once where it was Mitchell had a really great chance, but that's what you get when you get a real natural defender in that final third situation and just absolutely skies his chance. But I thought tactically Glasner couldn't have done any more what he did. I think that with the players and the injuries that he has and his anger for not having a strong enough depth, if he did have that, it could be a different story.
I was 25 shots, a lot of shots though. It didn't feel like that way watching the game. So you have to also give credit to Arsenal. Like you will want to give credit to both teams. I thought Crystal Palace was good, but Arsenal did enough to win the game. I thought as well. So I think that's important to know. 25 shots, hearing the most they took all season in a game. So that's pretty good performance.
All right then, everyone, let's go back to Emirates Stadium because we're joined by Crystal Palace player Will Hughes. Will, so thank you so much for joining us. You weren't able to get the job done today. You were so close. How are you feeling after the game?
Yeah, tinge of disappointment. Obviously, going out on penalties is not nice. I think we were a bit sloppy in the first half, rode our luck at times, but managed to get ourselves into it late in the second half. And like I said, it's always disappointing to lose on penalties.
Hughesy, it's me, mate. Hope you're well, bud. You're looking great as always. Just wanted to say, you're playing really well at this moment in time, probably not getting the results. I think the Leeds one was a bit of an anomaly in the way you've been playing in the performance. Do you feel now you need more players back from injury? Because it just feels like it's straining on you, the amount of games that you boys are having to play. And it's hard to keep that level of consistency up, isn't it?
Yeah, potentially. You know, it's unprecedented how many games we're playing this season. For Crystal Palace, I think it's a first in our history. We've gone quite far in all the cups so far, with the FA Cup still to come. But I think they'll be looking to recruit in January, as every team will, especially with the injuries we got. Like you said, it's a pretty small squad as it is, but it's easy to say it's down to tiredness, but you look at the second half performance and you know, we're anything but tired. We came into the game stronger as it went on, so listen, Arsenal are a top team and you have to ride your luck at some points in the game, but I think overall, especially in the second half, we did well.
Will, take us into your dressing room. How would you describe your manager, Oliver Glasner? What's his personality like? What are the best qualities that he has as a manager to get you guys playing the way that you do and achieving what you guys have achieved so much?
Well, there's plenty. He's extremely demanding. He wants the best for us. He doesn't let us off at all in games and in training. He expects you to train as you play, and that's why we've been so successful. You see the togetherness in the squad. What we've achieved over the last 18 months or so is pretty incredible. So a lot of that goes down to him.
Hughesy, is that your first penalty as well? Is that the first time you took one?
No, don't be silly, Troy. Don't be silly.
It was a nice pen. I saw a little cheeky smirk afterwards. Was you a little bit nervous?
Yeah, I think people were surprised I took one.
Tell him the truth, Troy. Tell him the truth, Hughesy. He didn't believe in you.
I was the same. I said I've never seen him take one. I did also say technically you are a joke, so I did balance it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the first to take a penalty, but in a shootout I'm always confident. But it's disappointing. The quality of penalties were top from both teams, so it was going to take something like that to separate us, unfortunately.
What's it like coming off the bench in a game like that and trying to like catch the pace of the game? Explain to if you could explain to guys like what that's like trying to catch the intensity up to the pace and up to the intensity of the match.
Yeah, ask the guys to the side of you. It's difficult. Everyone thinks you've got all the energy to come on, but getting your second wind when the intensity is that high is difficult. So you just have to catch it as quick as you can and get up to the pace of the game and switch on, because it is difficult. But that's what we're there to do. We're there to come on and impact the game in any way we can.
Hughesy, how tired are you from having to carry Troy when you played with him at Watford? Must have been hard in that midfield role. Lazy striker.
I have to be careful what I say.
Okay then, Chris, thank you.
He'll drop me a message after, so.
Oh, is he like that? Yeah.
Will, thank you so much for joining us.
Love you, mate. See you soon.
Cheers, guys. Take care. See you later.
What do we think about Crystal Palace now? They've got Tottenham on the weekend in the Premier League.
Oh, is that what you do? You message him on the side after you skip?
But it's not my fault people are scared.
What am I getting involved in? I'm trying to build a relationship with you. Now I'm scared.
No. I haven't spoken to Hughesy in a little while, but obviously I see him at games and stuff and chat. But listen, he's a little bit nervous. He knows the old Troy, doesn't know the new Troy. I think for Palace, it's a really weird time. And obviously Hughesy gave us what would be, I would consider like the standard answers. Obviously, we played well, unfortunate. But I think when they go in that dressing room now, as a team, you're looking around going, we keep playing well, but we're not getting over the line. What is it? What's missing? And I think if they're being really honest, and we've got no emotion attached to it, it's that little bit of quality that they've lost, whether that be through injury or through AFCON. And that's the only difference you could say from the back end of last season and to right now. If they had Sarr and Munoz today, it would have felt a completely different game. And I think they'll be looking at Spurs thinking, right, we can beat every game. We can beat everybody with every game that we play. But I'm not sure if they're 100% that he'd get over the line and truly believe it with the squad as it currently is.
To maintain this season so far and to have a good season, they need to go into the transfer market.
It wasn't just the game Palace lost, but also losing Chris Richards in the 75th minute due to injury. He seemed to be in a lot of pain. We're going to be hearing from Oliver Glasner what he had to say about the injury after the game.
You had to manage the game as well with injuries. What happened to Chris Richards? That looks a bad one.
Oh yes, he got a knock on his foot and it was had to be stitched, but doesn't look so bad. I don't know if it's possible for him on Sunday, but hopefully in the new year that he's back, because of course this was also we struggled then a little bit with tall players because he's one of our best headers, and we had to take him off, and Will Hughes comes in. So because we didn't have a tall player on the bench or a tall defender on the bench, so I think players did well. Yeah.
Big blow for Crystal Palace losing Chris Richards.
Big blow. Big loss for him. Defensively, what he can do, and the manager of the Glasner says the strengths and ability that he has, being a threat for them in a set pieces, but also being very good for them defensively, having that physique and not being able to have anyone now that he can replace him with. So that's a bit of a worry moving forward with the difficult fixtures that they have.
I think as well, though, it's a positive, because we all were a little bit concerned that it was a lot more than that. You know, start to see people leave on stretchers. It doesn't look good. You start to think to the worst. The fact that you only need stitches, probably Sunday will be a bit too soon, but maybe a week away. Let them dissolve and then he can be back playing. So all in all, it'll feel like a bonus, not only for Crystal Palace, but for US men's national team as well.
Well, we had a bunch of doctors in the other room, right? We all thought we were doctors. And yeah, no, but I agree with Troy. Like, you're looking at the situation, like, whoa. I had never seen that before, and then obviously we started saying, started talking about the World Cup and stuff like that. So to hear him say, maybe we'll get him back this Sunday, oof, big relief for American fans all over the world, and big relief for obviously Crystal Palace because they can't lose some important players. So happy to hear that for him.
What now for Crystal Palace, though? Because coming into this game, a big storyline were the injuries, also the players to AFCON, but that will all be sorted out when the tournament's over. Is it showing now that Crystal Palace don't have the depth of the Arsenals, the Liverpools, the Chelseas to go far in the now 3 competitions they're in?
I think that's never been questioned. The manager, Oliver Glasner, has made that very clear, and everyone can see that. I think for Crystal Palace, when you look forward, you've got the uncertainty about the manager's future. You've got Mark Gahey, one of your best players, his future uncertain. I think if you're smart and up top, you're looking at the situation right now. Everything is still good. You talk about their league position, Europa Conference League and how they're doing that and could win that. The reality is this, you have to reinvest. This January window, they have to get more bodies into that football club, and it has to be of good quality. It'll be easy for this club to recruit players because of what they're doing and where they're at in the league right now. And you have to plan for the future. Regardless of what Oliver Glasner is going to do or not, you still need to make that squad stronger and healthier for, if he does leave, that the next manager coming in has already got a good squad to work with. That's just my opinion.
But I think the problem that they've got is they haven't made a decision yet on his future. So the fact that
they
the
have
manager...
that power still, though, that's a problem.
But you can't then recruit for this system. We see it with Man United, right? You 3-4-3, you start to recruit for that. Not many coaches in world football are playing to that style. So if Glasner leaves and you've recruited for that, the next manager comes in, plays a 4-3-3. Now your squad's totally unbalanced and you're trying to figure it out. So for me, before they look to doing anything in the market, they need to get an agreement in place with him, lock him in, make sure they can do that and then move forward. Because at this moment in time, it seems to me that Palace are behind the 8 ball. It seems like Glasner's got all of the control.
But don't you think that if they don't get players in, then it makes it more evident that he's going to leave? That's the double-edged sword, and you still need to have a more
position they put themselves
squad. Yeah, because if you don't, then Glasner can even walk, and then we could say, well, they never backed him at the start of the season, they never backed him in the January window. So someone has to take control of this to say, right, we're going to get players that are going to be capable to play in this system, but also play if a different manager comes. We have to get top quality players that can fit in any system, which is a decision that they can take as a club to put themselves in a good position.
Leandro Trossard proved to be the perfect antidote to Arsenal's attacking frustrations, following Mikel Arteta's candid remarks about Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres may have struggled to truly impress since his summer arrival at Arsenal, but over the weekend, there was finally a glimpse of what he is capable of. More importantly, Trossard showed exactly why he could be the key to unlocking the Swedish striker's full potential during Arsenal's hard-fought 2-1 victory over Wolves at the Emirates Stadium. The 31-year-old winger injected fresh energy into Mikel Arteta's side on Saturday night and helped breathe new life into the Gunners' attack. Shortly after replacing Gabriel Martinelli in the second half, Arsenal found the breakthrough. While Trossard did not directly contribute to either the opening goal or the dramatic stoppage time winner, his influence on the game was undeniable. Trossard took control of proceedings, dictating the tempo and pulling the strings down the left flank. Time and again, he dismantled Wolves' compact defensive setup, releasing Miles Lewis-Skelly into space, picking out Declan Rice on the edge of the box, and crucially, feeding Gyökeres with intelligent, well-timed passes. Operating as a creative hub, the Belgian showcased his playmaking qualities, delivering sharp, purposeful distribution. His introduction completely shifted the momentum of the match, and for the first time in weeks, Arsenal's $64 million striker briefly looked like a genuine threat. Before Trossard's arrival, Gyökeres endured a frustrating and ineffective outing in attack. In fact, the Belgian was the only player to carve out a clear-cut opportunity for the 27-year-old forward, slipping a simple yet incisive ball in behind the Wolves' backline. Gyökeres controlled the pass, beat his defender, and aimed for the far post. Wolves goalkeeper Sam Johnstone was beaten, but the Swedish striker saw his effort agonizingly drift just wide. If Arteta truly wants to get the best out of Gyökeres, then granting Trossard a more prominent role in the starting 11th could be the solution. Speaking to TNT Sports after the win, the Arsenal manager openly addressed the challenges facing his marquee signing. "It's a collaboration between the two," Arteta explained. "He was in some really good positions, but the ball didn't arrive quickly enough, accurately enough, or with the precision a number 9 needs to score." But his commitment and intention were there, and we have to keep pushing. Arteta was equally vocal in defending Gyökeres prior to the match, urging patience with the striker's adaptation to English football. "There was huge expectation because we were signing a proven goal scorer, probably with the best statistics in Europe," Arteta said. "But he's coming into a different league, the most demanding league in the world. What happens if he doesn't score in 5 or 6 games? That was the only question I asked him. How are you going to react if you don't score in 5 or 6 matches? Can you handle that? And what about the next 100 games? That's what people need to see. The sample size is still very small, so leave him alone. Let him do what he does best. Support him, and I'm convinced things will come good." That message from Arteta resonated beyond the Emirates. In the days following the Wolves' victory, the debate around Gyökeres intensified among pundits, supporters, and former players. While some questioned whether Arsenal's record signing is truly suited to the Premier League's pace and physicality, others pointed to the structural issues around him rather than the striker himself. Much of the post-match analysis focused on Arsenal's chance creation and balance in the final third. The Wolves game highlighted a recurring theme this season. Gyökeres often makes the right movements, but the service into dangerous areas has been inconsistent. When Trossard entered the match, that problem briefly disappeared. Arsenal suddenly looked more fluid, more unpredictable, and far better equipped to supply a traditional number 9. Former players speaking on television and radio were quick to note the contrast. With Trossard drifting inside and linking play, Arsenal's attacking shape became more compact, allowing Gyökeres to stay higher up the pitch and occupy central defenders. That, in turn, created space for midfield runners like Rice and Ødegaard to arrive late in the box. It was a glimpse of an attacking formula that Arsenal have rarely sustained this season. The reaction from supporters has been equally divided. While frustration with Gyökeres' goal return remains, there is growing appreciation for his work rate, physical presence, and willingness to press from the front. Many fans now see Trossard as the missing connector, the player who can translate Gyökeres' movement into genuine scoring opportunities. Internally, Arteta faces an important decision. Persisting with a front line that isolates Gyökeres risks damaging the striker's confidence, especially with tougher fixtures on the horizon. At the same time, promoting Trossard to a regular starting role could mean reshuffling wide positions and reducing Martinelli's minutes, a bold call that would not come without consequences. Yet football at the highest level often comes down to chemistry rather than reputation. The Wolves match suggested that Arsenal's most expensive signing may not need drastic changes to his own game, but rather the right supporting cast around him. If Arteta embraces that idea, Gyökeres' slow start could soon be remembered as nothing more than a difficult adjustment period. For now, the pressure remains. Goals will ultimately define Gyökeres' Arsenal career, and patience in North London is never unlimited. But with Trossard offering clarity, creativity, and calm in possession, Arsenal may finally have found the key to unlocking their striker and turning promise into consistent production.